Plaintiff Nakiva Jones says she agreed to rent the defendant's hair salon and gave her a deposit. Nakiva claims after she printed flyers advertising the new salon, the defendant tried to change their agreement. So she wants her deposit back, as well as the money she spent on the flyers. Defendant SHAQUITA WRIGHT says after she agreed to rent her salon to Nakiva, she did a background check and discovered Nakiva was a convicted criminal. SHAQUITA is countersuing Nakiva for rent.
Start with you.
Well, basically, ever since I met her, she has been nothing but two-faced and a thorn in my side. She had a for rent sign in a salon, which I was looking to relocate and expand my salon. And from that point on, I went to see the location. I was impressed with the location, and I really wanted the location.
What was the amount of rent she was asking?
Originally, she wanted $850, and that was with it fully furnished.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it, and we talked down to $750 with it fully furnished.
Okay.
The day that I gave her the deposit, she was supposed, the deposit was $1,450. I gave her $750. She was to produce a 2-year lease in 2 days and give me my key. And I give her the remaining $700 for the deposit. On the day that I was supposed to sign the lease and get my key, she sent me a text message stating that her husband wanted her to obtain an additional $1,400 for something that they called eviction security, which I never heard of in my life. And so at that point, I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. I just wanted my deposit back.
And you know, obviously you haven't gotten it back. We'll discuss it further, but let me allow her to give her side. Ma'am?
First off, when I met her, I did a background on her. I did it, I went to 36th District, I did an eviction check to make sure that she didn't have any evictions. In the process, I Googled her. I found out that she was a criminal. She had a mugshot. I have proof of this mugshot. When I seen that she was convicted of a crime, asked her what was it. I didn't want to hold it against her. What was the situation?
Go ahead. You don't have to tell me all that.
So,
go ahead.
I was trying to.
You all discussed it, and what did you come to?
She
did you
told
agree?
me that it was something from her past. She was young, and that was fine. I'm going to give you a second chance.
So what agreement did you all make?
I was going to lower the rent down to $750.
$750 was the agreement. What was the deposit?
It was first, last, and security deposit.
It was $1,450, Your Honor.
Hold on. The agreement was $750?
I have my.
The agreement. Oh, you have the agreement that you did with her?
This is my advertised listing. First,
what
last,
did you
and security
advertise
deposit.
it as?
I've never seen that.
What did you advertise it for?
It was for first, last, and security at $900 a month.
But that's not what you did with her.
I spoke with her and we went down to $750.
Right, so don't give me that. Give me
no,
what
it's just
you
showing
did.
that I asked for first, last, and security.
I'm not talking about what you asked, ma'am.
Plaintiff Nakiva Jones agreed to rent a salon from the defendant. And the defendant claims after they made their agreement, she discovered Nakiva was a convicted criminal.
She said it was to be $750.
$750 for the first month's rent, $750 for the security deposit, and $750 for the last month's
When were they
rent.
to be paid?
I'm sorry?
When were they to be paid, those
Before
three?
she received keys.
Okay, all three?
All three. It was supposed to have been paid the second week of February, but it kept being postponed.
When was she to move in?
She was going to move in as soon as she paid the
Second week of February.
second week of February. She said it was going to be the second week of February. So
And
I was
that's
gonna
when
give her
she
the
was
keys
to move
directly.
in?
Yes.
All right, and so she didn't pay you anything?
She paid me, when we met, she paid me $750.
Okay, and what happened? Tell me why you're suing her.
Okay, yes. On the 17th, she texted me. She said, I have text messages as well. She said, I need to get with you ASAP. I have a lot of people calling, and I need a deposit ASAP or I'm going to have to start showing. On the 19th, I met her at the location. I gave her $750. She gave me a receipt. I had the whole $1,450, but I was not about to give her the whole amount of money until I get a key and a lease. So the agreement was, and 2 days later, which was a Sunday, because that was a Friday, she was to have my lease typed up, which was a 2-year lease, and I was supposed to get my keys and be able to start. I was not supposed to enter the location. Well, she was giving me 2 weeks setup time, and then my grand opening was for March the 1st. So in the meanwhile, I have I've bought flyers, I've passed
No,
them
tell me
out.
what happened 2 days later when
2
you
days
were
later,
supposed
she
yeah.
texts me on the day when we're supposed to meet, and I
Right.
get my key and my lease. She's texting me saying, "Oh, Nakiva, my husband says that it's not a good idea. In order for me to allow you to have the location, I have to secure an eviction security deposit." I said,
So
"Well,
that wasn't discussed at first?
no." She brought this up the day she was supposed to give me my
A
lease.
different deal?
Yes.
After she spoke with her husband?
After I
Is
already
this
gave
true?
her a deposit.
Your Honor, the difference between the price that she was supposed to pay was the 1-year lease and a 2-year lease. If she had a 1-year
Ma'am,
lease, it
did
was
you go and discuss something
No.
with your husband and then come and
No.
tell her something different?
No,
And you
we
have
have the
something
text
showing that
message.
she
I have
did?
everything. I have every
All
text
right, let's see. I
message.
want to see the part where she told you, I just discussed it with my husband,
You
so
need to
now
read
I have to
before
change.
right
You
here.
told me you didn't discuss
Okay.
anything with your husband.
I didn't
You-
say
Yes, you
anything. I
did,
discussed
and
with my
come back
husband
with something
every
different.
Lying. She a hot mess. Not a good business.
My husband is saying it's not a good idea, so I have to do a 1-year lease and first and last security deposit. I'm willing to give your deposit back,
Where's that?
but I have to work with him, your husband. I will be able to only do it for you if you can do the $1,400 more
Which I'm not getting.
for that. You changed the deal and then talked about
Your Honor.
how
The
you
text
are
messages
going to
go
give
on.
her deposit back.
The text messages go on from there.
He has every one. 40 pages.
The whole thing. She asked me. It
I
was
never delete text.
when it first started. It started with the first. Well, if you have a 2-year lease, it's first and security deposit. If you have a 1-year lease, it's first, last, and security deposit. That was the difference in the security deposit.
What was the first agreement? Was it for 2 years or 1 year?
The first agreement was for a 2-year lease.
Okay, 2-year lease. Now, you refer to you have to do a 1-year lease on this.
We also spoke on the phone. Outside of our text messages, we spoke over the phone. She asked me about the 1-year lease. To do the 1-year...
Why did I want a 1-year lease?
Ma'am, you came up with the 1-year lease after you spoke
up
with
with a
your
whole lot.
husband.
No.
That's exactly, I'm reading it, ma'am.
Your Honor.
Judgment for the plaintiff, your claim is dismissed.
She
Have a good day.
She a hot
Judgment
mess.
for the
Thank
plaintiff.
you. You need to learn how to handle your business and stop acting like a thot. I have to say thank you for my money.
I have nothing to say.
Did you co-sign on a car for someone and now he or she won't pay the car note? If you don't know what to do in this situation, ask me about it on my website, askjudgemathis.com.